you will see me. Then I'll start talking. Okay, I'm going to send this on there. Yeah. There's one. There's another one. I haven't publicized the stream like this yet, so I don't know. People might filter in. If you're filtering in now, hi. I'm starting the stream. I swear I'm starting it. So there's a lot of buttons for me to hit before things actually start, unfortunately. Okay. But it's all for the sake of clean integration of all the things. For instance, the chat. If anybody's watching, hi. I'm answering questions, giving advice, talking about things in general. See if anybody filters in. I mean, of course they're gonna filter in now, but yeah. So today on my agenda is giving advice, of course. I added some new pictures over that way. If you're on the YouTube or the Twitch stream, that's just random pictures. I need to fill this up with some thingamajigs. Checking that I got the TikTok comments coming up. Oh dear, you might hear that. Yeah, I think that should do it. Hi. There we are. I'm just going to test to make sure everything's working. Oh, that's playing too. Oopsie. Okay, I think I fixed everything. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, the chat got filtered. Sorry, it gets closer every time I do this to what I really want it to be. Get rid of the chroma key. Yeah, now you can see that I said test. And if you want to say anything on any of the services that I'm streaming on, I will see it. And so will people on the YouTube and the Twitch stream. Load screen. Hi, Powie. Hope you're doing good. VI speed run. So, anybody who's filtering in, hasn't seen the stream before, I basically just talk about nerdy stuff and I answer your nerdy questions. And I try to make it entertaining as much as I can. People say my voice is nice to listen to, so I also just talk to myself for the sake of it. Yeah. So I've been, what's up with me? I'm gonna plant some more plants today. I've got some seedlings. I planted 3 of them yesterday. And today I've got 7. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, and that's all of them. And if you're wondering what I'm planting, it's the most you've seen me smile in a short amount of time. That's funny, Powie. I try to look happy. Don't call it masking. I actually can't see my face super clearly because of just the way I set this up. So if I'm smiling too much, it's because I'm like kind of looking at my face, but I don't see my teeth. It's just funny. Yeah. Got a question from Angela. Angela asks, do I have any advice on where to start with Star Wars? There's so many movies. You should start with the originals because everything else is paying homage to those. And the originals, like, they're campy, but still worth seeing just for like the cultural significance that they have. Back in the day, like people didn't know about the big spoiler in episode 6, for instance. Like, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should watch those movies. You might enjoy them more. But yeah, it's like there's references and stuff. You'll understand. The new things are like all catering to people who have seen those original movies, and not always, but pretty much. Limor says they're against nerd rights. I got some bad news. Like, I'm about to crash this internet with no survivors. if that's what you think. Happy Pride Month, Sebastian. Yeah, Angela, you really can't go wrong with the originals. People will tell you that the new stuff is good. I haven't seen like hardly any of it, but it's probably fine. Trans hater, be nice. That's not how you engage with me. If you want to get me to react, you're gonna have to do something more interesting than that. Linus, I think I remember talking to you about your fragrances. How's it going? Historical linguistics, that's cool. I've studied Latin for a while. I do really enjoy that. Like, just translating. My partner was watching a show the other day, and she's like, what is this Latin? It was someone's tattoo. And their tattoo was, there's no such thing as a free lunch, but in Latin. And I was proud of myself that I understood that idiomatically. 1 year of Latin, that might be all you need. I don't think I recommend the 4 years I did, and then the 4 extra years that I did in college, actually. Because you can't speak it. Like, Keed Focket. It sounds like I'm saying a curse word, but I'm just saying, like, what's up? Someone says they're 6'11" at 11. I don't know what that means. Okay, you have gotten me. You've never had an advice from this. Am I a this, that? I'm okay with that. Do I have fun facts about insects? Dung beetles roll their balls along with the sun, I think. That's not super crazy. Okay, certain R-word person, you're getting muted. I don't know why you're here. I can't tell what type of trolling you're doing. But it's not amusing me, so I'm sorry. Apparently WhatsApp's getting sued for reading messages secretly. That sounds right. That's a Meta company, so they want to harvest everything that they can for AI training. Hi, Corpse Calamity. I'm doing good. Meow. Meow. Someone asked, what's a woman? I'm kind of like a trans woman. I'm a non-binary person. But I don't know what kind of response you're looking for. That seems pointed. I'm just gonna mute you, because I don't feel like answering that. Fred Eric says, as long as it's an American AI company, sure, they're gonna look at the messages. I mean, all it takes is them to say, oops, we messed up. And like, they might get sued later, but like Facebook's literally saying that it's cool that they pirated books to train their models. So they shoot first and ask for permission later. I wouldn't trust that, exactly. Even the European companies. I think I missed some messages here. Linus was talking about getting caught on the toilet by someone trying to deliver stuff. That is so annoying. But they're just working like every other person. I try to be nice about delivery workers and stuff like that. They're just trying to get through the day. It's always the apps and stuff that are the problem, not as much the people. Like situations that the app's set up. Hi, Carter. Thank you, Jazzy. Fred Eric says they're enlisting in the AI arms race by putting all their information into the system. I don't recommend that unless you want to get be like Solid Snake and they make a virus that specifically targets you, like just based on like a word, like your word patterns. It doesn't necessarily happen, but yeah, I don't recommend doing that. You can tell yourself that that's okay, but that's exactly what they want you to do. So they've got an economic incentive for you to do that. I think you understand that, but yeah, I would not enlist in any kind of AI arms race right now. Someone's calling me Howard Stern again. I keep getting that. People ask if I'm Jewish. Yesterday, like my partner says it's the curly hair and like my nose. I have some Eastern European features, but that's not really anybody's business. Zara, do I play D&D? I haven't played D&D for a long time. I have a regular Call of Cthulhu game that I play. That's been pretty fun. Hi, stupid idiot. Bye, stupid idiot. Why does everybody think I'm Jewish? There's like a lady in my family tree, like a great aunt or a great grandma who she was adopted and they thought that she was Jewish, but I think that's just based on what she looked like too. This is just hearsay my dad said at some point. Who knows some stuff about family ancestry? So, is my partner a man or a woman? She's a woman. Do I have any OCs? Not exactly. You could see like a persona I've created over there. No, over there. Eventually, if you're on the Twitch or the YouTube stream, my like rapping persona, Hando the villain. Also, yeah, no, Barney the dinosaur is my OC. I made Barney the dinosaur actually. Fred Eric, they think I'm Jewish because I have curly dark hair. Yeah, maybe. That's probably it. But no, I'm just blessed with curly hair. It's on both sides of my family actually. Maybe that's why it's interesting. Fred Eric asks my favorite novel that I read this year. So the only novels that I've read this year have been like Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot books. I've read a lot of comics as well, but just like individual issues. But I've been reading all the Hercule Poirot books. I just finished up one called Third Girl. That was decent. I'm not sure what my favorite Hercule Poirot book was, but in the next like couple months I'll have them all read, so then I can probably say. I like when Agatha Christie's like self-insert pops up because she's very zany and funny in those books, and gets kind of meta in a way that I love. Yeah, nice popcorn reads, exactly. Like me and my wife both, or my partner both read them, so we speculate, and it's fun. What's my favorite horror subgenre? I don't really have one. I don't think. I don't think I could even name subgenres. But I like meta stuff that messes with your head. So stuff that's like self-reflective on the genre itself and storytelling, tries to subvert the expectations. That's probably what I would like. I liked House in the Woods. I think that was good in that kind of vein. Somebody's saying some things in Arabic. I hope it's nice. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, inshallah, that's nice stuff that you're saying. Hi, three-piece nugget. Psychological warfare media. That's one way to put it. Fred Eric, I have very strong feelings about I Saw the TV Glow. I have very strong feelings about that. It was a horror movie for me specifically. Someone asked what's my job. I do AI training now, but I've been a software developer, journalist, technical writer. Blessed, what's up? What's going on, Homet? Not too much, hanging out here. It's a nice day outside. I'm gonna go plant some plants soon. Conspiracy. Is that something I should watch, Frederick? Um, Not like willingly AI training. Like there's other work I would much rather do, but basically all I do is I go through employee applications, like people who want to work for the company, and I basically I don't talk to AI a lot. No, that's not really part of the job, at least not the way that I do it. Basically, I look at applications people write some stuff that, and I say, hey, this person's AI, this person isn't AI, and I'm very good at that. And then I evaluate whether they'd be a good like writer, editor. So yeah, but there's not a lot of that right now. Like they go through like hiring ups and downs. So when they're hiring a bunch of people, I've got work, and when they're not hiring people, I don't want to do the work that they have, so I don't do it because I don't want to train these bots. Conspiracies about the WANC conference. I don't know what that is, but I'm looking it up. Oh, scary. Okay, about Nazis, got it. Yeah. You're getting your master's in IR, Fred Eric. I'm not sure what IR is. Oh, international relations. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense why you're into that. Still thinking physiological warfare media. Howie, that's funny. Do I like cats? What do you think? If you look at my YouTube or Twitch stream, I keep pointing the wrong way. I've got pictures of my cats rotating here. Or on social media, if you check out my profiles, I've got like Linktree in my bio and stuff. I post pictures of my cats on there. Dilly, I'm not going to say your real name because I don't want to get filtered or whatever. Am I taken? I do have a partner, yes. But if you think I'm cute and stuff, like you can check out my social media. I do post selfies and things. You can have a parasocial relationship with me. My partner's not very possessive that way. You have 6 Maine Coons. That's a lot. My grandma had a cat that she claimed was a Maine Coon, and I gotta say that was the meanest cat that I've ever known. Katie was really mean, but I'm not beating the cat. I'm not trying to beat the cat lady allegations. I'm okay with that. If you're really lucky, my cat Estelle will come up and sit in my lap. Did I cut it off yet? No, I haven't cut my hair yet. I know it's getting really long, right? But I'm still thinking about what to do with it. Fred Eric says the only pets I've had were fish and lizards. Okay, you're that kind of person. Closer to specimens than companions. Maybe, but people have pet rocks. Anything's like, you can map a personality onto anything, and something that actually has a personality, even better. That you're just extrapolating, right? Happy Pride Month, Aleda. I'm happy to be here and be representing. Yeah, this time last year I wasn't out, totally, so nice to be out this year. W1K likes. Yeah, that's kind of a dub. Powie says they had one pet fish and accidentally left the cover open overnight and your cat ate it from the tank. No. I'm sorry that happened. But I'm sure the cat really enjoyed it. I'm sure that was great enrichment for your cat. Call me a cat lady again. I'm just thinking about, oh, that sounds fun for the cat. I'm sorry about your fish. Fred Eric says, have I read anything from the Ransom trilogy? I don't think so. When I search that up, it gives me something by C.S. Lewis. Anyway, no, I haven't read that. Hi, Rico. That's it. Okay. Happened years ago, Bowie. I figured. You kind of want a Bambino cat. What's a Bambino cat? This I need to know as well. Oh, you want a little boy? Okay. Little Bambino boy. Put him in the Bambino bowl. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Just checking everything's working right. W, I did not see your question. I'm sorry. I think I got filtered because it's not here. I do not see the little angry piggy anywhere other than there. Natasha Masha, you don't need any advice. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I like to get advice from other nerds personally. I find that really helpful. Yeah, exactly. The person, not sure what their name is, they say, "Hi, I'm a nerd. What advice can I give to you?" Embrace yourself. Be yourself, and the nerdy things will come in droves. You will get waves of nerd. Different kinds of nerds. Yeah, there are different kinds. I've learned very quickly that there are things that I know nothing about that people regard as generally nerdy. Like Star Wars, I didn't have much to say earlier. Lord of the Rings, like, I haven't seen all those movies. Yeah, what flavor of nerd am I? I play a lot of video games. I've gotten not an encyclopedic knowledge, but I could tell you a lot. I can recommend a video game to you, probably. Angel, should you start learning Linux? Yeah, Linux is really helpful. You never know the situation where Linux is going to be better than Windows, and if you care about finding those situations, like if you're asking that question, then you should probably learn Linux. I think it'd be fun. I have a Linux desktop under this desk that I use, but it's pretty much just to stream my Windows desktop and offload some things so the Windows desktop doesn't have to do them. Like, it's my server PC, which is fine. Like, you don't have to use Linux for everything. As long as you're just like trying and making the effort, it's good for the world to use open source stuff. Powie says, any advice for getting the motivation to clean your room? Do it. Go clean your room. I don't really have any specific advice, but you should go clean your room now. Natasha Masha, you don't like video games? I'm sorry. I have a friend who he likes Pokemon cards, but he watches people play. But otherwise, like, I went to his apartment. He had a PlayStation, but no video games. He just used it as like a media center. And yeah, Patrick's not watching, but if you're watching, Patrick, I don't understand. You should play a video game. You're a good person, though. Okay, I missed some questions here. Let me scroll back up. W asked, how would I deal with an ant if I see it on my table while I'm eating? Or would I not end its life? I'd probably take it outside. But I've had kind of an ant problem lately. I'd probably put it by the ant bait that I have in my house, the poison, which is also not a nice thing to do. But yeah, I've got like a dry food, like an automatic feeder for my cats, and ants got in there. So I probably wouldn't be so nice to the ant, unfortunately. But I'm not very nice with spiders and everything else. What do I nerd out on? Video games. Reminding myself what Canonical does. Oh, sick. Yeah, I know what Canonical does. Yeah, that's sick, Angel. I'd love to work for a company like that. I've applied at times, but nothing. No dice. If anybody knows a good job for a nerd that's hiring, let me know. I'm definitely looking for new work. Natasha says, girl, you're so cool, I'm gonna steal the plus. Okay. This is, you can steal that plus. Anybody here can steal the plus. Please take these pluses. Take it. Oh, that's like It's nothing but the power of like the flying spaghetti monster here, truly. Angel DM me if you're serious. Seriously, I think I probably interviewed or tried to get into Canonical before, honestly. Angel says, have I ever played Lisa the Painful or Look Outside? I haven't played Lisa the Painful. Well, that's a lie. I booted it up on my Steam Deck, but I don't think I've played more than like 10 minutes. And I haven't played Look Outside. Okay, scrolling back up because I know I missed some other things. Wait. Who's Jacob Law asks, what advice would I give to someone who wants to come out to their parents but is scared? I was in your shoes not so long ago. It ended up okay. I just kind of had to do it. But in my case, like, my parents don't really know what to do with me in the first place. So when I told them, they were just kind of like, okay, that makes sense. But I did sweat it a lot. I had my partner and my brother with me, who my brother I'm very close with. I tell him that he knew everything before I told my parents, and having them there to support me and advocate for me when it got a little awkward even was really helpful. Like, my dad started getting into a tangent on something else that he was like perturbed about while I was doing it. My brother said, yeah, like, Dad, that's not really like what we're talking about now. Yeah, so if you can have people who support you around when you do it, that will hearten you. Yeah, and otherwise, like, if you overthink it, you can overthink a billion bad ways it can go. And it could go south, but it might be okay. If you want to tell your parents, then hopefully that means that you trust them a little bit and they've earned your trust at some point. Yeah, that's really hard. I wish you the best of luck. I definitely would say you should do it, because it makes me much more confident not to be hiding myself. Angelina, you have a tooth abscess. What should you do? I'm not a dentist, but that is definitely a dentist question. If you don't have dental insurance, I guess that's the next step. I don't know. That's really spooky. I have dreams like that. I think a lot of people do, but yeah, that's scary, Angelina. She also asks, what would I do if I had 2 boyfriends or 2 best friends? If I had 2 boyfriends, I guess that'd be cool. If I had two best friends, I mean, I have a lot of friends, but it's nice to have people that care about you. There's not really a problem with that. It's kind of hard for me to keep up with everybody, even this chat. Like, I have trouble keeping up with it a little bit. Aaron D asks, am I a girl? Sometimes, pretty much. I am feminine. I am womanly. As a non-binary person, it's a little bit ambivalent. I'm a little bit ambivalent about it. Let's see. Someone asked earlier, what do you do when you can't figure out what to do or you can't get started on things? Make sure you take breaks while you're doing things that are like exhausting. That helps me a lot. Or like plan breaks into it. You won't go as stir crazy. And also, if you're going to stay up all night, just like commit to it and make a schedule, for example. Caffeine can help, but it's not a treatment for attention problems. If you have like ADHD or something else, like you have certain things that help keep you productive, like maybe like having a snack around or like a little drink to sip on or a fidget. Make sure you got those things handy, because it's very easy to forget about that stuff when you're in the moment, especially if you get like hyper focused like I do. So yeah, set yourself up. Make sure to take breaks. Pomodoro timer, the little tomato, if you've heard of that. POMODORO timer. That's pretty helpful. Also, if I say anything and you kind of miss my advice, I put recordings of these up on my YouTube and Twitch channel. It's the same name as down here, Handemonium Flows. So you can look this up later and watch the VOD. Or if you just like my voice, you can also just go listen to it. I'd like that every little bit. Trying to get myself out there helps. Powie says they have ADHD and coffee definitely helps, but it's potentially addictive. Yeah, like you can get a physiological dependence on caffeine. That's a really annoying part of it. ADHD meds are better because of that, because if you take them as prescribed, you don't get the physiological dependence. I mean, you still can if you don't take it as prescribed or your doctor messes up. But Mark just says no. I don't need to hear the follow-up to that. I'm not like an ADHD coach, but I know a lot about it. I used to like mentor people a little bit, so I'm good with ADHD questions. Everybody's different though. I'm not going to say like this is what people with ADHD should do. There's no like one thing, but I have a lot of strategies that work for me, and I've talked to a lot of people with it, so I kind of understand a lot of the common issues. Yeah, Powie, I kind of know. I if someone is trying to troll me, like I just give them like a disingenuous answer. I try to make it funny. Yeah, Aaron asked if do I go to the women's toilet or the men's toilet. I stick to the men's toilet because I don't like making people upset. The place that I live, things aren't like super duper open, and as a non-binary person, like it doesn't give me dysphoria or anything like walking in to the men's bathroom and going in the urinal and whatever. So yeah, I don't sweat it too much. Maybe there'll be a day when that's more dangerous than the alternative for me as someone who's like actively transitioning, but yeah, I don't overthink it too much. I'm kind of fortunate I don't get that sort of dysphoria. Okay. Let's look for some more questions because I've gotten a lot. This has been a nice stream so far. Let's see. Just looking for questions. What kind of games do I like? I like action games a lot, twitchy stuff like speedrunner type games, but I'll play anything if it's got a good hook. I try to be open-minded and I think of myself as a critic, so I'll give anything like a fair shake. Like from, let's see what I play. Like I've been playing Mina the Hollower, been playing Forza Horizon 6. I've been playing Marathon. Those are all pretty different, but they're all kind of actiony. I like indie games, I like puzzle games a lot. I play a butt ton of Picross. I'm not like a Picross master, but if you want recommendations on Picross, I can. Mostly I just play the old Nintendo ones, because those are all good. Mocha or caramel? I think mocha. But there are days when I don't want chocolate as much, and I'd prefer caramel. Highly on 0. I hope. Am I gonna like what I find when I look this person up? If they're your friend, then I will like it. But I'm just Oh, you got me. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, I've been so good about these. I've been so good about these. Oh, they got me. Okay. Yeah, well played. What are my pronouns? They're right down here. Why did I look it up? I thought they were genuinely telling me like I look like their friend, maybe. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but people do try to troll me. It's okay if you want to tease me. Trolling me disingenuously is a different story though. Like if you're just trying to mess with me in like a mean way. But if you want to troll, like just tease me, that's okay. People like to do that. Earlier, Sophia, I believe, asked, what do I do when I can't do anything, but there's nothing that I can do? I have felt like that in the past, for sure. But there's always something you can do. Like, it's a mind over matter thing. And, like, even when, like say there is stuff you can do and you can't get yourself to do it, like, what is the reason? Thinking about that is, like, more work and it's pulling teeth. And the idea of, like, getting to a point where you can do things and then imagining doing the thing is also exhausting. But the way that the body works and like your metabolism. Unless you do things, you cannot do things. So like, you know, you get up and walk around rather than like laying in bed. That is, that's a big step. A literal step. A single step will get you there. It's very hard to get past that mental block though, I know. Simple things, like simple productive things like cleaning up, like easy places to start. Do little chunks of things, that's a key to it. Question from someone, they say, I'm sorry, I swear I don't want to be mean, but how am I comfortable acting like a girl, respectfully? So I'm a non-binary person. I don't act like a girl, I act like myself. Some of that is like I've adopted some traits of femininity. As a queer person, that doesn't really bother the people that I know and respect. It kind of filters out some people that I don't need to know, actually, who would maybe like judge me for that. But I'm just being myself. I'm not like acting. I am a lot more girly than I used to be. Believe me, the hormones do their job. Yeah, I mean, thank you for asking respectfully. Like, if you do have questions, as long as they're respectful, I don't mind answering them. Am I a they, them? Yeah. Yeah, she makes me happier to hear, but they is totally fine. He makes me a little sad, just because it reminds me of Saturdays, when I was just, that picture right over there, if you're on the YouTube or Twitch stream, I was more masculine. There's me back when I was a dinosaur. Anyway, this is my fit check. Oops. It's just a cool sweater I got. That's funny. Two fingers flying up. That's what I'm going to call you. Not disrespectful, by the way. I believe you. not disrespectful tone. I know. It's hard to type in chat when you see other people being ignorant. It's like, I don't want to feel like that, but I want my question asked. I will be open. I am open-minded. I will answer your question. I promise. I think I've actually caught up to the questions. See, like Ace here. It's very clear to me that they're being disingenuous because they say, what's up, man? Like, there's no prelude or like, what are your pronouns or anything. It's just, what's up? Like, they just, yeah, they're just trying to troll me very subtly. Like, these are the people that I mute and block immediately. Thank you, Jake. If it's gay to like me, then it's gay to like me. That's fine. I'm a gay person. It's Pride Month. That's totally fine. If anybody else has questions, wants advice, or there's something you want me to talk about, just let me know. Things are slowing down a little bit. They were very, very fast. And I appreciate that. Also, if anybody's watching in the YouTube or the Twitch chat, you can see the TikTok chat over here, but I see all the messages. They'll all go. Like, where am I pointing? They'll all go in here. So you can totally ask me a question over there. Do I like lasagna? I like lasagna without cheese. So maybe that's not the answer that you want. But I've got a aversion and like a bit of a lactose intolerance. So... Leo, I don't know if I saw the first part of what you said. That's okay, lasagna cheese, thank you. See, we should all be tolerant of each other's food aversions. That's good for us. Jake, you have a question. If you had a question, I did not see it. Do I not eat cheeseburger? I'll eat, if a burger like comes with cheese and that seems like a really integral part of it, then I don't mind it. Like, if it's got like pepper jack on it and that really meshes, then I'm okay with that. But if I have a choice, like, I don't really want it. But sometimes it holds things together. Like, in that case, like some spicy mayo is maybe what I want, like on a chicken sandwich instead of cheese. I can't really say your name, but they say I should call myself an intellectual badass and not a nerd. That's fine. I mean, I'm a little bit like geeky, like, to be like badass. If I want to be a badass, I'm gonna Hey, what's going on? This is the skull stream where we look at skulls and talk about motorcycle. Um, my hair is frizzy, make it nice. My hair, people come in here and ask me for tips on doing their hair. Actually, I could have maybe used a little more product today, but do tanning. You know that gives you skin cancer. Yeah, tanning's not good for you. Hi, what are we talking about? Nerdy stuff. My hair's a little less frizzy when I'm not playing with it, honestly. This is also a day after a shampoo, so it's never like best case, but yeah, it don't matter, W. You're right. Hi, JV Nerk. Looks kind of cute frizzy, actually. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why it's frizzy exactly. I did like get ready kind of early today, I guess. I had to get my blood drawn. You can see my arm there because of someone who takes hormone therapy. You have to get your blood tested regularly so that they can be like, okay, you're all right, like you're not hurting yourself, which is like kind of a bias against it, right? Because it's fairly safe if you're doing everything correctly. And my blood tests come back totally normal, and it came back normal today. And that's after basically replacing the testosterone in my body with estrogen. So I'm living proof that that is healthy. Not that you needed to question that. But I'm curious to see what my levels are later because I take my shot on Wednesdays. Also took that shot. I'd show you that Band-Aid, but then TikTok would filter me because it's on my upper leg. Thank you, Ida. Yeah, my hair is kind of like unwieldy and hard to manage right now, though. I have to use more product in it than I'd like. Hi, Melody. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well. I was just listening to some As Tall as Lions. I don't know if anybody here has heard of them, but they're the band that the producer of like Chappell Roan and Olivia Rodrigo worked on before he started working with them. So As Tall as Lions, highly recommend that band. It's like alt rock. You like my lip shape? Thank you, Ida. I have little lips. People usually make fun of my lips. They say like I do this thing where I purse them like this, like, or when I get like when I think something's funny, I'll be like, my lips will twitch. When I was in school and people didn't know what to say to me, they would just make fun of me for that. It looks cute. Actually, I forgot to put on chapstick today. That might help with the whole aesthetic thing that I'm going for. Kitty's also very cute. Thank you, Melody. That's my cat. Well, if you're watching the TikTok, I think it's a picture of Estelle, maybe. That's there today doing a little blep. But if you check out my Twitch or YouTube channel where I'm streaming right now, you can see a little slideshow of my cats right here. I have nice teeth. Thank you, Ida. I have my mom's teeth. They're a little yellow, actually. When I do TikToks, like AI assess your image to see like how your stream looks. They try to turn my teeth whiter, which is a little bit rude, isn't it? It's got a filter that will just whiten your teeth. Like, no, my teeth are healthy. One of them did get chipped recently. You can probably see that. Yeah, thank you, Melody. Anybody who goes over and follows me on Twitch or YouTube, like, thank you. I've been doing this stream for like a couple weeks now, and very few people have actually jumped over, which makes me sad. Because if TikTok let me put the link in my bio, it'd be a lot easier, but you have to have 1,000 followers for them to let you do that. Or you have to be a business. I used to be a business on TikTok, but then I turned it off because I wanted to use my friend's music in my videos. And they wouldn't let me do that when I was a business. It all had to be like licensed, I guess. So anyway, so I don't have a link in my bio, but if you look up my username, Handemonium Flows, you will find me in a lot of places. And my link tree is still in my bio, so you can go there and look at all those thingamajigs. I've got my Threads account. I post a lot of selfies and things. I have other kinds of links that if you think of cute, you might like. I'm not going to go into any more detail, but yeah, I like to share myself, share what I'm up to on the internet. Right now I'm listening to Rap Is Back from the EP Rap Is Back by Hot Dad. Very good EP. Highly recommend it. It talks about rap the way that the Beach Boys talked about surfing, if that makes sense to you. If anybody's got questions, I'm happy to answer them. I'm just kind of talking, but I'd love to talk about something specific. Oh, and it's already 1 o'clock. Let me, Metal Building says, how many packs did I get from the MLB glitch? I have to look up what MLB glitch is. Is this like an MLB mobile game that had a glitch? Oh, MLB The Show. Like the Ultimate Teams got messed up. Or no, that MLB The Show, sorry, that's a Sony game. So they don't do the Ultimate Team. They must have their own like bespoke thing, which explains why it probably got hacked. Gee, maybe they should have used like a hardened system. Like, gee, it's too bad, like, yeah, I don't expect them to like sync up all their card games together and harden the system, but anyway, I got no packs from the MLB glitch because I don't play MLB The Show, but I mean, that's like the only baseball game, right? So it's probably decent. I hope it's decent. I've never played Ultimate Team or anything like that. I just know what it is. I played Pokemon TCG mobile like last year a lot. I'm definitely into the whole like mobile card game thing. I like playing card games like for the most part. That's why the collecting interests me. But also the Pokemon one was nice because there was a lot of cool art in there that made me sort of nostalgic for my childhood. I certainly collected Pokemon cards when I was younger. I think one of my brothers maybe sold some of them though, which made me sad. Like I couldn't find the rare cards I had. Also, I just kind of let him mess with them when he was younger because I didn't care much about my stuff. Walid BLK says, from 0 to 10, how would I rate myself on a cuteness level? I think I'm cute. A 10. You gotta be, like... I'm certainly cuter than I used to be. Well, some people will come in here and say otherwise, but... my partner thinks I'm really cute. She likes the changes. Superbad, great movie. Love that movie. People used to say I look like Michael Cera. He was cute. Anyway, Superbad says, what am I eating? My partner, who's wonderful, made some overnight oats. They're chocolate peanut butter oats. And there's some creatine in it so that I can be muscular. There we go. Just stretching. Anyway, any more questions coming through? I'm happy to answer them. Probably gonna hang it up pretty soon. But this has been fun. Lots of nice people coming through today. Less trolls. That's cool. I like that. I don't mind, like, baiting the trolls and dunking on them, but when I do too much of that, the people that I know IRL get a little bit concerned. Like, is this good for you? Should you be doing that? And as much as it's fun, I don't want to feed into the negativity, so... yeah, I'd rather give the nerdy advice, the thing that this is ostensibly about. But as a visibly trans person, it happens. Hope everybody's doing well today. I feel great. I had some plans tomorrow. I was supposed to go to my brother's like college orientation. And I wasn't like... I was looking forward to it because I want to see my brothers. But the idea of going to like a college orientation as like the person who is like more like the parent role. Number one, I was like a parentified kid, so that's like, ugh, like I shouldn't be doing that necessarily. But yeah, I love my brothers. Like I want to support them. It's just I don't know if sitting through the parent side of a college orientation is going to be a great use of my day. Thank you, Melody. That's sweet. Thank you for following this. Harris says, "Bro, shave your armpits." People like that I've got hairy pits. That doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, like, not everybody has to be attractive to you or like palatable to you. So, yeah, I can't really spin that in a fun way. Yeah, all I can really say in response to that is people like my armpits. Hi, Tiny T. Thank you. I will get my cat some love from you. My one cat's very shy, so I won't tell her that the love is coming from a stranger, or else she'd be repelled by that. But she's gotten to know some people, actually. One of my partner's friends was able to get Luna to lick some cream off of her finger the other day, and my partner's friend said that was like it was a great moment in her life because my cat's so shy but so sweet. So it made me happy. Femboy Feet Licker 9000 says, "Hello, my English isn't so good, but why do you make your hair long? No hate. I like my long hair. That's why. It makes me feel confident. Makes me feel pretty, like cute. Egghead, Free Palestine. Period. Yeah, I've had longish hair in the past when I was more like masculine, and it was kind of like this, just like, you know, more like here to here. But now I could like turn around, you can see the back, I guess. Can you see that? I think you can. Thank you, Femboy Feet Licker. Yeah. I would not call myself a femboy, but I mean, if you think I'm cute, I'm fine with that. Ganny, what advice do I give? I'm kind of like nerdy, so I can recommend video games. I can help you fix your computer. I can tell you like how you should program a thing. I'm good with like code. I'm good at fixing things. I'm like a critic. I read, look, and play a lot of nerdy stuff. Like, yeah, it's very, very general. But if you have a question that you think not many people can answer, I might be good for it. Leah asked, "Did I go to college?" Yes, I did. I have a 4-year degree, and then I did some technical school as well. Ganny says, "What's a good game for someone who only likes Doki Doki Literature Club and Assassin's Creed?" So someone who likes VNs, like they're kind of subversive, or Assassin's Creed's kind of subversive too. But that's a lot broader. Um, hmm. Let's see. Maybe like Metal Gear. That's got a lot of good story to it. And it's kind of subversive. It's not as straightforward as Assassin's Creed, but there's a lot of stealth going on. Like Metal Gear Solid, really good game. That's my best guess. That's a really broad category. Doki Doki Literature Club and Assassin's Creed, like bridging that gap. Um, oh, Melody, your computer got busted up. That stinks. Yeah, I probably could have helped you out. The Windows event log is very helpful. The event viewer rather, that if you look at like recent events, it will tell you like, here's what happened. Like it'll give you an error log. Very helpful if you're on Windows, assuming. Femboy Feet Licker says a fighting game with dialogues. I think that's their suggestion for the previous viewer. There are fighting games like that. I think there's like, like Arc System Works has made a couple games like that. Like the Persona fighting games are pretty good in that regard. I think there's like a Fate Stay Night fighting game, something like that. If you look up like Arc System Works fighting games, you'll find some fighting games with a VN component, visual novel component to them. I'm a nostalgia fan. I'm glad it's fun to hang out. I try to make it fun. I try to keep it light as much as I can, just talk about whatever. Sometimes it gets a little unfocused, but I'm glad that you find it entertaining. Leah says, should you become a doctor? It's a tough job. It'll take a lot of your time and a lot of your attention. If you're the kind of person who can be a doctor, then you're a special person, to say the least. If you've got doctors in your family, then you already kind of understand what it takes. I don't really know many doctors personally, but people I've gone to high school with have graduated and become doctors, and they seem pretty normal in school. Most of them had doctors in their families, so they kind of understood already what they were getting into. But really, really tough gig. But I'm very thankful for doctors. We can't have society without doctors. I'm a big fan of Tony Chopper in One Piece. I think he's a good doctor. B-Spams asks, am I taking estrogen? Yeah. I took my estrogen shot today. I do injections once a week. My testosterone is well suppressed. Michael Hurd says, can I do the dance with the pants? I'm not sure what the dance with the pants is. I'm going to search for that. The dance with the pants. Dance in the pants challenge. Yo, Dylan, do the dance with the pants. I don't know what the dance with the pants. I don't know what this is, but clearly there is a dance with the pants. Lace asks, should they pick up the Dynasty Warriors 3 remake when it comes out? I think I played that. I think I had that once upon a time. I played a couple of those older Dynasty Warrior games, and I really enjoyed them at the time. The new ones like have an overwhelming amount of stuff, to the point, like Hyrule Warriors especially, to the point where I would definitely take a look at the remake if you want to play those, but you're feeling overwhelmed by the new ones. But there are a lot of choices as far as Dynasty Warriors type games, so yeah, you don't have to settle for just the remake. You can go back and look through, see if there's other stuff you like. Plus there's all the themed games. Like I mentioned, Hyrule Warriors. It's a really good one. Just those games have gotten so broad over the past like decade or so versus when they were like on the PS2. So yeah, you can't really go wrong. Like I'd say that's probably a good game though. Lace just started One Piece. That's great. I'm on almost episode 200. So you too can get there. Once upon a time, I just started One Piece too, but now I know a ton about it and I love it. B-Spam says, not to be offensive, I recommend you double your dosage of estrogen. So, taking too much estrogen has a negative effect. And people who take too much estrogen, sometimes their breast will start producing milk, which might sound fun, but it can get painful. You can get like someone like a fairly prominent trans femme was talking about how they got a tumor in their brain because they were taking too much at a certain point. Yeah, it can be dangerous, but that's why I get my blood tested. So I know that I'm healthy and I take exactly the right amount, basically, as far as my doctor would say. He says it's a little on the high side relative to what he'd like, but the regular standard is like based on old info and not necessarily like true for a trans person. What's good for you? Only take your doctor's recommended dose. Exactly, Ganny. Exactly. Listen to your doctors. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a very knowledgeable person. Okay. Sorry, second oldest person. I was going to answer your question. You need advice. You just got your Wi-Fi hooked up, the line to your house. What do you need to do now? Do you need a modem or just a router? So whatever the internet company gave you is probably a modem. If it has Wi-Fi, then it's probably a modem, Wi-Fi router combo. If you've got that, like the modem Wi-Fi router combo, that's all you need. If your like Wi-Fi is not good everywhere around the house, then that's when you can start thinking about like something different. But if you don't really know what you're doing, then sticking to their modem Wi-Fi router combo is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what most people do. Me personally, I've got a net, like a node kind of system. I've got a few like Wi-Fi routers around the house that are all connected, and that works pretty well. Abbas, I think you're trying to get me to say one of those those funny phrases. Yeah, Melody DIY is a little bit spooky, but it is, for some people though, that is the safer option if the only other option is like nothing and suffering. So I don't judge anybody who's doing DIY, but it is scary. But it's certainly not people like making it in a bathtub. Like it's just getting like the real stuff through other means, like through other countries or something. But yeah, scary. Willow asks, what is the first step I should take to building a home lab with no IT experience? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of like virtual home lab stuff that you can do without actual equipment. So if you're just like getting started with it, I would look at like the virtualized lab stuff that you can work on, and you'll probably get a good idea about whether you like it. And then after that, I'm not great with IT, honestly. Like I'm a software developer, but I'm not an IT person. Like I'm not always good with networking things. So I would say there's a lot of great resources for how to set up a home lab though, if you go searching. I wish I could point you to them. Thank you, Harrington's GF. GF. That's a funny way to say that. Shallow Shadow asks, should I come out as bi to my friend? I have just one friend in my life and he's homophobic. If that's your one friend and they're homophobic, I would think carefully about that. Because I talk a lot about being like yourself, and it's good for your confidence for people to know and to just be able to be yourself. But if you think it's definitely going to go bad and you don't have other friends, that could be dangerous to your mental health, like to throw that out, like to lose that friend. If they are your friend, like I would hope that they'd just be understanding. And if you have a tough time making friends, like that stinks. Sometimes the internet's a good place to make friends if you have trouble with that, or going to like a geeky, like geeky nerdy club. Ask me for geeky nerdy advice. That's what I did in college. Cameron, there's no need to do that. I got it handled here. Don't worry about it. I do probably need a moderator soon though. Or some more moderation. Chair, I'm happy to give you some advice. What are we talking about? Nerdy stuff. People are trying to make it about my gender identity, but I mean, I answer genuine questions about my gender identity, if you're interested in that. Yeah, Shallow Shadow. So I don't know what to do in your case. Like, oh, sorry, Cameron. I thought you were responding to one of the trolls. That's all I meant. Sorry, you were talking to this other person. I've had some white knights in here, and it's like that's not necessary. I can handle it. Cheris question: if I were to budget crash outs, how many crash outs a month would be fair to have? As someone who's crashed out, that's a good question. Um, it's different for everybody. You need to decide what you're okay with, and making peace with what is functional. Like, it might be a higher number of crash outs than you want, but you should set a realistic number, especially if you're trying to work on it. Cameron, I'm not a Christian. You seem earnest though, so I'm not gonna mute you. But yeah, it doesn't really matter to me that you don't condemn or judge. I'm sorry. It's the worldview more that gets me. What was my favorite childhood TV show? I liked Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I shouldn't have been watching it as a child, but I did because it was funny. I liked Meatwad a lot. Have I watched Stranger Things? I watched like the first few seasons. I haven't seen the rest of it, but it was, when it came out, it was hard to avoid it. It was so popular, and it milked the nostalgia really well. It really hit on those like E.T. feelings, stuff like that. Nostalgia fan, like Blue's Clues. Yeah, I watched a lot of Blue's Clues. I had younger brothers growing up, so yeah, I saw a lot of Steve and Joe. Which team wins the World Cup? I have no idea. ALB philosophy. I'm not a sports nerd. Sorry. No, Cameron, that doesn't make you a bad person, but just my Christian family in my life, they yeah, if you know how to talk to secular people, then that's perfect. All I would suggest is, talk to secular people and don't witness to them as well. Peace says, my cat keeps meowing, and no, it's not food, it's not treats, and not petting either. What can it be? Sometimes they just love to yell. my cat just loves to yell. Sometimes you gotta just accept it. Sorry, I feel like I was a little mean to, a little rude to Cameron. I shouldn't have been. I watch some Christian lives sometimes, and I get, there's a lot of apologetics that comes through, and TikTok makes it very hard to block that stuff. Like, I have it all blocked, and yet I still see it on here, and Christians come in here and ask, like, are you an atheist? Like, I don't really know what it's about, so I'm not, like, trying to, like, deter them from watching. It's just TikTok seems to think that I want to see that stuff, and it's because I get very upset at it. That's why. Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah, I heard the Stranger Things finale was not perfect. People even thought that, like, end sequence, like the end credits were like AI. That was kind of gross. I don't think it was, but yeah, it seemed like they kind of maybe didn't stick the landing. I think there's like a spinoff coming out though. Sometimes spinoffs are better than the original. Valdi Tyrant, what kind of advice do I give? Any kind, but I'm like a nerd. I like play video games and stuff a lot, so I'm good with computers. Can help you fix some stuff. Can recommend video games or geeky stuff, or you can ask me about a nerdy thing, and maybe I don't know about it, and I'll know that I need to fill in that hole. No, I don't need to tell you that I'm a nerd. I agree, Street Cider. It's right there. It's right down there. I don't play chess, but it's mostly because I don't feel like I'm very good at it. I would maybe play it more if I improved. Shallow Shadow asked, did I play Subway Surfers? Yeah, once upon a time. It's been a long time, but yeah, I can do that. Happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Yes, that is very important. As a non-binary person, I support all the men in my life who have mental health problems. Yeah. It's got a lot of updates now. I'm pretty sure there was a sequel to Subway Surfers, actually. Batman or Superman? I like some... Superman can be really good, but Batman usually captures my attention better. If I'm going to pick a certain Superman, I'm like in Superboy Prime right now. If you read the current DC Superman comic, Superboy is pretty cool. Good meta story. If you know me, like a good meta story is tops. But Absolute Batman, that's another ongoing I'm reading right now, also very good. And Grant Morrison's written some, like the Arkham Asylum graphic novel. Really, really great Batman. Let's see, any more questions? Did I miss anything? Do I prefer summer or winter? Summer. I get a little bit of seasonal affective, and where I live, there we get a ton of snow, and I don't like snow blowing, so roads get scary. How many times do I goon a day? I don't want to answer that. Who's my favorite Spider-Man? I was reading Ultimate Spider-Man, so I liked that older Peter Parker with the family. He was very endearing. Yeah, I would suggest. Yeah, that's a Jonathan Hickman written one too. He's one of the greats. That's crazy. Somebody came in and just asked me to stop the live. That's so funny. I've got into lives though and been like, block me, block me, block me, because it's something like, why does TikTok keep showing me this crap? Like, I don't know how to get around it. Caitlin, it's like the why of it doesn't matter to me. That these people are just going to be here. Like, they're trolling, they're immature, they're kids like on summer break, and they're just looking for something to do. There are 4chan people who just like to extract misery from people and push them into the same miserable hole. Yeah, they're just hunting for victims, and I'm not one of them. So I let them know right away that I'm not. Yeah, people are just like that. It sucks, but there's nothing I can do about it except let them bounce off me. What's my favorite anime? Well, One Piece right now, because that's what I'm watching. But I liked Full Metal Alchemist. I watched that a good amount. Neon Genesis Evangelion is great, of course. It's classic. My partner's really, really trying to get me to watch Witch Hat Academia. Mostly because she's like really thirsting after one of the characters. Who, I don't know, if you're looking at me, maybe you can guess what character she's thirsting after. But yeah, I'll probably watch that soon. Monkey McMonkey asks, what order of the rainbow flag am I? I like the non-binary flag. Makes me happy. Just the plain rainbow flag makes me happy because I'm like queer generally. Sometimes I feel like I'm pansexual. Sometimes it feels like the definition of bisexual is opening up to be more inclusive of someone like me. And like I'm more attracted to like femme presenting people. But I'm not super like partial these days. Like I've always been kind of queer. So, yeah, a lot of flags will work for me. Anything that's not specifically like masculine is probably good for me. Ganny says, as a nerd, what's my opinion on Monty Python and the Holy Grail? That's fine. It's tough to joke about with people under a certain age, but people over a certain age like that'll really endear you to them sometimes. But yeah, I know the Holy Hand Grenade. I know it's just a flesh wound, like the speed of Something Shallow, Sparrow. Yeah, I've seen it. Like, it's fine. Monty Python's not as golden as they used to be, for sure. Simon Jarrett, you didn't need to say that. That doesn't do anything for me. If that makes you feel better, don't feel better about it, because it actually made my day a little bit worse. Yeah, don't say stuff like that. That's really rude. I think that's what maybe gets me the most. Like, they're trying to be respectful, but they're not. I respect you, but I don't. Even if I don't understand, like, you don't have to understand. You just have to accept it. Because if you understood it, you might be a trans person. It's not that hard to understand, but like the odds of being like a trans or non-binary person, if you understand me, is definitely higher. All you need to do is accept it, that people are like this. And it's part of who they are. Like, it's an indivisible part. And it's not like a mental health problem. It's just an identity thing. Sorry, Stretcher, I did miss that question earlier. Do I like Do I like blasters? I like blaster video games. In real life, I don't have any affinity for that. Oh, I meant to check if Jeff Gerstmann was streaming. I feel bad. Let's see. Sorry, just be a second. Oh, he is streaming. Okay, so Danny, you asked why should you accept me? You know, if you talk to me and listen to the things that I had to say, if you could go through like my YouTube channel or my Twitch channel where I've got old streams, and I think you'll get a really good picture of who I am and why I'm worth accepting. I think that you should accept me on the face of it because I'm a good person and I'm willingly giving advice for my own free will, just like nicely. I've got this picture of my cat, which makes people happy. I'm being generally friendly to folks, like I'm doing a good thing here. So I think if you get to know me, you will accept me, independent of whatever you're talking about. What if I could customize the colors and stuff? I do that in video games. I've got a lot of cool customizations in Marathon, like a baby blue blaster, baby blue assault rifle. Thank you, Marky Edits. But anyway, I'm going to disappear. If you follow me on Twitch or YouTube as well as here, that would be really great. But on YouTube or Twitch is what I'd prefer because I'm really trying to build my following on there because TikTok's like a weird closed platform. It's hard to get people out of here, and I'd rather be streaming other places, but this is where I have met a lot of people. So it's good for meeting people. But if you really want to follow me, my link tree is in my bio. That's a good place to get to know me. Look at my links. At any rate, yeah, please do those things, and I will see you another day. I don't have a regular schedule, but Stretcher, I know you mean in real life. I have a 3D printer. I guess I could get into that, but I'm not going to get into that. So yeah, have a good day, everybody. I'm going to go watch Jeff Gerstmann and think about video games for a bit, because that's what I usually do. And every single moment I watch for words below it. Strange is complicated. I'm a swollen heart. That's just the way things are. Beauty stunning, growing. Utterly behoving. Oh, becoming placated inside. Out of emotions, my heart beat a new way. Notification from Monday, I'll seek a day. If not today, tomorrow for sure, yeah. If you get right, I'll smile. If you get sad, I'll cry. But